Denver Broncos players just graded Sean Payton and the ownership group. Is Sean Payton really hated by the players after all? So the NFL Players Association just released their 2024 NFL team report cards, and it's where they send out a survey to every single NFL player, although not every single player took this survey. I believe an overwhelming majority of players did take it, and they asked them to rank the overall work environment for the team that they work for, be it nutrition, coaching, ownership, strength and conditioning, all kinds of stuff were ranked in these surveys. We'll go through each and every single category here in this video for the Denver Broncos, and the Broncos actually ranked out pretty well. They were the 16th overall team out of 32, and they continue to rise up these ranks with the Broncos' new ownership group very clearly wanting to invest resources into the team. If we come over here, the Denver Broncos finished this year ranked 16th overall. It's important to mention that in November, the team announced plans to build a brand new state-of-the-art facility over down there at Centura Health Training Center, which is scheduled to be completed before the 2026 season. This survey responses reflect a belief that the Broncos ownership group is willing to invest in the facilities since they purchased the team, as evidenced by choosing to fully replace the field for the final game of the 2022 season, and they also replaced the field halfway through the 2023 season. An improvement that players noted from last year was the hiring of a new dietitian. Nearly every player now feels like they are receiving an individualized plan, 97%, which is really, really good. A new facility will correct most of the issues the players expressed, like the size of the locker room, but there are other issues that require addressing which are not related to the facilities. For example, players feel like they lack an individualized workout plan from their strength coach and reported that there were multiple cars stolen from the parking lot of the mandated team hotel during training camp. I believe the team hotel is downtown Denver, so that's not exactly a great spot for parking. It would probably have been stolen out of a parking structure. That's definitely a weird one for sure. But if we come over here and break it down into each individual category, for treatment of families, excuse me, sorry, that's going to have to stay in the video. For treatment of families, the Denver Broncos were ranked D+, 21st overall. They are one of 12 teams who do not provide a family room at their stadium, so not the greatest facilities for players to drop off their kids on game day. They do, however, provide daycare on game day, which is better than other teams out there. There are some teams that provide neither daycare or a family room, so players are on their own if they want to hire like an outside sitter if they don't want to bring their kids, especially their younger kids, to the games. So that's not a great look for the Broncos. Food and cafeteria, they rank 13th overall in food taste, B 10th overall first of all, and they rank 12th overall in food freshness. Nutritionist and dietitian, B+, which is 7th. The team hired a new dietitian this season, which we mentioned earlier, that the players feel is a significant improvement, and 97% of players feel like they get an individualized plan, which is 2nd overall. Again, very good stuff there. Locker room, D, 26th, but that is set to improve this year, or in the coming years. Only 61% of players feel like their locker room is big enough, which is 26th in the NFL, and only 69 nice% of players feel like they have enough room in their individual lockers, which is 27th overall. The top area players would like the team to address is the locker room. Players feel like the locker room is too small, leaving players with little or no personal space. Training room, B-, 17th overall. 95% of players feel like they have enough time with trainers. 93% of players feel like they have enough physical therapists. Only 69% of players, however, feel like they have enough space in the hot tub. And 97% of players feel like they have enough space in the cold tub. So cold tub, good. Seems like they need to replace their hot tub. Training staff, B, 11th overall. 88% of players feel like they receive one-on-one treatment, which is 16th overall. The players feel that the training staff moderately contributes to their success, so 16th overall, kind of middle of the road in both of those regards. Weight room, B, 19th overall. The players feel that they have good quality equipment in their weight room, and the players feel like they have an adequate amount of space in their weight room. When it comes to strength and conditioning coaches, again, the Broncos made a change there this past offseason, moving on from Lauren Landau and bringing in former Saints strength and conditioning coach Dan Dalrymple. 80% of players feel that they get an individualized plan, and the players feel that strength coaches moderately contribute to their success, 29th overall, so not exactly the greatest. I believe that is actually a downgrade from Lauren Landau's staff, although Landau's staff caught quite a lot of flack from fans and media because of the elevated rate of injuries. Injuries were down this year, so I think the proof is more in that data than this particular data. Team travel, 10th, B-. 93% of players feel that they have a comfortable amount of personal space during flights, and the Broncos do not require any of their players have roommates before games, which 7 teams in the NFL do. I would hate having to share a room with another NFL player. That would suck, man. 2 NFL guys in one room. Oh, man, that'd be terrible. Head coach Sean Payton. Here we go. We're getting into the juicy stuff now. He got an A-, which is quote-unquote only the 17th graded coach in the NFL. But the fact that he's an A- and graded 17th is actually a good thing. That means that the NFL really has a really high favor for their coaches. There were only a couple of coaches that graded below a B at all, and most of them no longer have jobs. This survey was taken prior to any of the coaches last year getting fired. That includes Josh McDaniels, who was fired on Halloween. So Josh McDaniels was graded as the worst overall coach with a D-. So 17th with an A- is actually really damn good. 72% of players, only 72% of players, feel that Sean Payton is efficient with their time. And come on, anybody who has seen Sean talk knows that the man can ramble and kind of go on tangents. So wouldn't be surprised at all if he's kept guys in the meeting rooms for an extended period of time. The players feel like Sean is somewhat willing to listen to the locker room. 24th overall. We all know Sean Payton's a hard ass. It's Sean's way or the highway. But at the same time, this whole notion that players hate Sean Payton can easily be dismissed by this. Players hated Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas, and they were very open and vocal about it to Mark Davis. That's the main reason why Mark Davis fired Josh McDaniels, is because he met with several players, and they all basically told him the same thing, that the locker room just collectively hates McDaniels' guts. That is not the case whatsoever here in Denver. Sean Payton clearly has some level of respect, although not many things are going to go over with Sean in terms of suggestions. It's going to be Sean's way or the highway, but it yielded comparatively good results for the Denver Broncos last year, so I don't know, man. Take with that what you will. Ownership, 5th, A, fantastic. Club owner Greg Penner, who is the day-to-day controlling owner, although Rob Walton is the guy who signs the checks and is the formally titled controlling owner of the Broncos. Greg Penner is the guy who ultimately manages the day-to-day operations, receives a rating of 9.6 out of 10 from Broncos players when considering his willingness to invest in the facilities, 5th overall. Again, all of that is showcased where they're willing to replace the Broncos field halfway through the 2023 season and for just one game in 2022. So they've already done that twice. They've already announced upgrades to Centura Health Training Center. I keep wanting to call it UC Health Training Center. And they've also obviously upgraded the video board at Empower Field at Mile High and done some other renovations there as well. So clearly, they're investing resources to improve both the fan and the player experience, and that is being reflected in this grade right here from the players, that our ownership group is on the right track to giving the players and the fans the experience that they deserve. All right, Broncos country, what out of these grades surprised you and what out of these grades didn't surprise you? I got to be honest, the Sean Payton grade really didn't surprise me. I knew that Sean wasn't quote unquote hated in the locker room. Like there was a lot of portrayal, especially from fans, that was the case. That just isn't the case at all. But I'm curious about your thoughts on this Broncos country. Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear them as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.